We serve construction, the greatest industry on the planet. Our industry builds factories, hospitals, data centers, bridges, houses. Our industry creates the places we work and the homes we live in. Knowing we impact everyone on this planet makes us proud. This great industry is facing challenges. Productivity is low and stagnant. Skilled labor is in short supply. Safety issues are abundant. Carbon emissions are high and rising. In the face of these challenges, our industry is transforming. It is becoming faster, safer, greener. With BIM, pre-planning, prefabrication, and robotics expanding further, construction is becoming better. This is a big transformation. It is perhaps the biggest transformation our industry has ever faced. And it's not an easy one. Our customers need help. With our differentiation, direct customer relationships, and trusted brand, we are best positioned to help our customers transform. We are best positioned to lead this change. We are best positioned to improve our customers' productivity, safety, and sustainability. We are best positioned in making construction better. With LEAD 2030, we are making construction better.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sharing session of Hilti North Asia Global Outperformer Trainee Programme. I'm your host today, Winnie, and I'm part of the North Asia Talent Acquisition team. Today's event is brought to you by myself and my teammates, and they are Amy and Cody. And since it is a sharing session, nothing beats the live sharing by our outstanding Outperformer graduates. And they are Elaine, Jenny, Mandy, who are based in Germany and our headquarters Liechtenstein and Finland, respectively. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. And in this 1 hour event, our agenda will be as follows. First of all, we will share with you the top 3 reasons why you should join Hilti. Second of all, we will pass the time to our Outperformer graduates to share with us their vivid journey. And to increase your chance of success of getting into the program, we will be sharing some very practical tips with you. Last but not least, we will take some time to address some frequently asked questions and the questions that you have shared with us via the sign-up form earlier. We understand each of you, and to every one of us actually, that embarking on a right track of career is super important. And that's why we try to understand what actually matters to you. So we have studied many market research, and we realize that the top 3 factors that matter to you are as follows. First, it will be a fast-tracked career development, meaning you can be accelerated in terms of your job title and responsibilities and your power of influence. Second of all, will be international opportunities, because many of you are studying or have studied abroad, and you would very much like to continue that exposure, embracing different cultures as you embark on your professional career. And thirdly, it will be the diverse exposure to different stakeholders, be it learning from people that you look after, and you can also inspire people that you work with. And since these are the things that matter to you, we, Hilti, will offer that to you via our program. Our Outperformer Trainee Program is a 2-year program and will give you international rotations exposure, a fast-track career in 2 years, and also very diverse exposure. We have 3 tracks in our program, namely business track, which is about sales and marketing, finance track, which is about finance and accounting, and lastly is logistics track, which is about logistics and supply chain management. So how exactly are these three tracks looking like, and how will your career be fast-tracked? For business and finance, the tracks are a little similar in terms of the starting point. So you will be starting in your home country in account management, which is essentially in the sales department, because we figured that is the best way for you to understand our business model and build solid rapport and foundation with the customers there. And with the relationships built, you will continue to stay on in your home country for another 2 or 3 months. You will be working on a country scale operational project in your respective track. And having gained the operational excellence, you will move on to take up something more strategic on a regional scale. And that is when you start to leave your home country and travel to other locations of Hilti. And after that, you will take your strategic exposure to the next level by moving to another region to take on another strategic project. So that is for business and finance track. And for logistics track, it's a little different, meaning your starting point will be directly in our headquarter Liechtenstein in Europe. Yeah, you will be taken on a global logistics project. And after 3 months or so, you will spend most of your time getting to different countries of Hilti to work on various operational logistics projects. And last but not least, just like business and finance track, you will also be assigned to work on a strategic project in another region. And regardless of the three tracks, after the end of the 2-year program, you will be landing in a managerial position outside of North Asia. So again, you will be traveling to places. So where exactly will you be going to, you may wonder by now. And this is where our international opportunities kick in. We are headquartered in Liechtenstein in Europe, and we actually operate in over 120 locations around the world. And because we operate in so many locations, we have to categorize these locations into different regions. Say, for example, the region that we are running the program right now, North Asia, we are talking about 5 markets, namely mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea. So this is North Asia. And Hong Kong is the headquarter of North Asia. And we also have South Asia region, or in Europe, you can see we have Northern Europe, Western Europe, Central Europe, etc., etc. And about the exposure to diverse stakeholders, it's not always only about job, but we will like you to meet as many people as possible within and outside of the Hilti family. We will send you, during the 2-year program, we will send you to our headquarters in Liechtenstein to meet with global outperformers around the world, and also meet the Hilti Executive Board, which is a very rare opportunity. And we will also send you to Switzerland for some time to study to actually obtain a training, undergo a course with a very renowned European business school, IMD. And you will also have many, many opportunities to do a lot of business presentations to convince our senior management to practice your skills. And last but not least, it's not always only about commercial. We really want to make an impact socially. So we would like you to engage in a social project, which you literally have to roll up your sleeves and go to another country to actually build homes for people in need. Yes, so this is how the 3 reasons why you should join Hilti and how we are gonna provide you for that. Now let's move on to see how the journeys of our Outperformer graduates look like. And again, very warm welcome to Elaine, Jenny, and Mandy. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So yeah, from what I shared quite a lot of information just now, which could be a little overwhelming. So it will be the best that I pass the time to you 3 now to talk about, to revisit your journey with us. So just to give an audience an idea, can each of you briefly share about your education background, your rotation track, and your landing position right now?
Shall I start as my picture is uploaded
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, over to you, Elaine.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. This is Elaine here. Currently, my landing position is actually in Germany, and as a product manager in the Global Solution Selling Competence Center. And I just landed February this year. So I started back in 2021 from Shanghai as a solution consultant. So it's not an account manager role. However, it's actually another role in the field. So I gained the chance to learn about to develop this solution selling mindset before I moved on my journey, like move on to my next stage would be the account managers in the mechanical and electrical trade. And after an year rotation in the sales role, I did another digital marketing project in MO China. And that was pretty much about influencer marketing and video marketing on the e-commerce platforms. And after I finished my entire journey in the local market, I went to Hong Kong for my regional project. And my project was basically about software sales approach in the tool service marketing department. And last but not least, I wrap up my entire Outperformer journey with a rotation in Liechtenstein in our headquarters. So it's in the corporate development department. So in this department, actually, we host an annual event, inviting all the top management to Shant, and all the top management leaders will be discussing the strategic topics with our CEO and our EB members. And also during that time, I developed my team and I developed another KPI dashboard for our next corporate strategy. So that's pretty much about my entire 2-year Outperformer journey. And currently, as I mentioned before, I'm working here in Kaufering, Germany, as a product manager.
Thank you, Elaine. It certainly sounds like more than 2 years in terms of the exposure. How exciting. Yeah, how about you, Jenny?
So, hi, my name is Jenny Zhao, and I will start with my education backgrounds. So, for me, I actually started off in electrical engineering at McGill University in Canada in a city called Montreal. But after graduation, I decided to change my directions to really get closer to my passion of business and entrepreneurship. So, I did a master's degree at the Hong Kong Polytechnic in University. And upon graduation, I applied to Hilti's graduate trainee program called the Outperformer Program, and it is my first full-time position upon graduation. My track or the name of my track is finance. So what it entails is that it's like a 2-year rotation program. First year is in sales as the account manager. Why it's called account manager? It's because we call those customers accounts, and I would be the one responsible for developing those customers, nurturing them, getting them close to what Hilti offers, and try to make the sale happen. In my second year, I had 3 various rotations. That's all related to finance. It really equipped me with practical skills. For example, the financial reporting, change management, gave me exposure, especially in reporting. And the Lead 2030 project that you see on the screen, it's a strategic project of the Hilti finance world, where we try to project the company's growth all the way down to the year 2030. And finally, the international project in Czech Republic was about getting to understand the mature markets, because in Asia, we are typically a emerging market. My landing position is the finance controller at the headquarters in Liechtenstein. And what it means by the finance controller is that we manage the financial processes, and we are the owner of steering the sales revenue, profit, and operating expenses, which we call business partner at Hilti. We want to stay close to the team members in sales, marketing, and everybody else. And so we're trying to do really down to earth and practical finance at Hilti. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Jenny. You really took a leap of faith, changing from engineering to finance. Yeah, and you did very well. Thank you. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
Mandy, what about you?
Hi everyone, this is Mandy, and I'm originally from Hong Kong. So my background, my academic background is a little bit of logistic because I hold a bachelor degree in art and a master degree in science, and I did have several internship and working experience in sales and marketing. But what ended up leading me to this logistic track was if you look into if you look around, there's not many company actually provide a specific global trainee program for logistics. And I feel like, okay, that is the opportunity for me to join that. As you can see, I started the trainee program from Hong Kong as material management. So in this role, I basically get to know to manage the inventory because that is directly impacting our customer. We need to make sure that we have the stock available when the customer places the order. And then I moved to UK for my transport rotation. In this role, I'm heavily controlling the cost on the transportation side and also manage our third party, the carrier, make sure that the delivery is on time to our customer. For my third roles, I was working in the warehouse, in our own warehouse in Manchester, UK. So basically, I was leading the team, the warehouse team, and we work together every day, close off the shift, make sure that all the customer delivery ship out on time. And for my last rotation, I was working with the global logistic team to draft the 2030 strategy. So now I'm landing this last year May in Finland as a logistic manager. I think it's a really good wrap up for what I have been experiencing for the last 2 years because I touch on all the key functional team within logistics, and it brought me to this role because right away I have like all the knowledge on different functional area, so that brought me to this logistic manager role.
Thank you, Mandy. You also have experienced a lot of exposure in the past 2 years. Yeah. So among the exciting projects, rotations that you all have shared, can you share with us which one was the most rewarding to you? And what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced?
If I can start, I would say the most rewarding for me is the warehouse rotation because basically, first of all, I need to go to the warehouse and work every day in the warehouse. It's not common in the COVID time. So I think during that time, I really built a very good relationship with the people on the shop floor because I think it's not really common that someone will actually give you the responsibility to lead the team in the warehouse, given that you are just a trainee. But I can really feel that Hilti trusts you and then give you the responsibility in that sense. And I really enjoy that working in a warehouse environment. It's really busy and a lot of muscle pain every day, but it's also you really build a close relationship with your coworker because you are facing the same challenge every day and sharing the joint together as well. And to me, I think the best moment was when I when I left my rotation, move on to the next rotation. I was crying because I just feel like it's so emotional that I need to leave my team behind right now. So I think within this program, it's not only how you develop your career, but it's also you actually build a lot of good friendship doing your time in QT as well. So I would say that is the most rewarding moment for me.
Yeah, thank you, Mandy. So literally no pain, no gain. And it's good that you shed some happy tears at the end of that rotation. Yeah. And what about you, Elaine?
Oh, thank you, Mandy. It was actually I could quite resonate because before I left my sales team, I became quite emotional as well because we felt like we were fighting as a team, so and towards the same target. And of course, the most rewarding rotation for me would be the sales rotation. So as mentioned by Winnie before, that's why doing account manager rotation in the very first place is actually the fastest way for us to learn about the Hilti business and the construction industry. I know many of us are not actually coming from a construction background, like, or even civil engineering. So we actually know nothing about construction before we join the company. And also different stakeholders in the construction industry who would be the main decision makers, and what's going to be the organizational structure of a construction company, and also like what is the current market trend. And also, I would say that the salespeople are actually the ones that know the market the best. So working with my team, actually, I got the chance to learn from my teammates, not only about how we do business, but also like emotionally, mentally, how we stay positive and flexible towards like different ups and downs in the sales cycle. And I would say the biggest challenge here would be how I manage my emotions when I face all this no from my clients, and I have to wait for a long time for their commitment to actually sign our contracts. So yeah, and this is the way how we grow in throughout our entire journey. And when I rotated back to marketing team, actually, I really appreciated my previous experience and knowledge gained from the field, because I always keep in mind that to think in the shoes of the salespeople and also our customers, to whenever we are making the decisions that and to ensure that our decisions are actually supporting our people in the field, and to enhance the customer experience and also grow our business. So that's pretty much about my most rewarding rotation.
Thanks, Elaine. Yeah, exactly. It's always about people. So people make it most rewarding, and at times it make it most challenging as well. Yeah. So Jenny, what's your story then?
Well, I can totally relate to Elaine. I agree with her that the sales rotation has been the most rewarding. And I would say, out of my own experience, it is because of the following three aspects that I will share with you. And the first one is really about coming out of your comfort zone and taking on the challenges. Because as a fresh graduate, it is kind of scary to begin your first full-time role, and you work outside an office with no roof above your head, and you carry those demo tools to a construction site where you really know nobody. And it's really scary. So you have to be proactive. You have to reach out to your team members, your managers, to ask for their support, because you're really new in this role and you really need to have other people to support you. So for me, it has been a quite big challenge, because everything needs to be started from scratch. We were a new team and we had a little customer pool to work with. We needed to be creative and try with everything we got to win the customer's heart. The second aspect that I'll share with you is my personal growth as a person. So the communication skills and the negotiation skills that were developed in the interaction with the customers, I feel like those are some life skills that I would always build up upon and refine. And until this day, I'm still contemplating what I could have done better when I was interacting with the customers. And finally, I think it's helpful in terms of the career growth, because the sales role set a solid foundation of what it means by the Hilti business, what is the direct sales model, and it really helps to understand who are Hilti's customers, what is Hilti's proposition, a value proposition, and how to connect the two. So the sales role was the most rewarding for me.
Wow. Thank you. So now it makes me very intrigued. I want to be in sales role too. Okay. Yeah. I have another question for you all. So now that you have already landed in a position outside of your home country, obviously, and even in a culture that you are not quite familiar with, how are you adapting professionally and personally?
Can I start?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because as I mentioned before, my current role, my landing position is in Germany, and it's a very different culture from Asian culture. So whenever you are interacting with your colleagues and your team leaders, they are actually tend to be more direct than the Asian team leaders or the colleagues. And I gradually learned that actually people would like to be more straightforward whenever they talk about any business topics and so whenever I'm actually learning how to make our slides more straightforward rather than presenting a lot of like building all this, the storylines before actually telling the conclusion, actually upfront we tell the conclusion and then we support our conclusion with more evidences. And in terms of work, and working in Germany is actually I have a lot to learn from the mature markets as Germany, Switzerland, Austria are one of the leading markets in the Hilti world. So I am here learning how the classical way of doing business in Hilti, especially solution selling, because in many other parts of Hilti that we are still doing our business in a transactional way. But now, as my title, solution selling product managers, we are actually trying to change the behaviors of our sales people and also the mindset, especially because the hardest is actually to change the mindset and of our salespeople to develop this solution selling behaviors. And so I would say that whenever I face any challenges in here, like in my current current position, I would say that I try to actively engage in different topics in order to get myself onboarded in different topics and also speak up because people really value about your opinions, like regardless where you come from. And at the end of the day, you actually find out that to come up with a solid and effective sales approach, you have to gather as many opinions and perspectives from different regions as possible, because we are setting up a global standard sales approach, not just for a region or for a specific market. So I mentioned, communications and speaking up are the most effective way whenever I face any challenges in my current positions. And in terms of the life side, I would say that Germany is also very different from Hong Kong and Shanghai, where I previously lived in. So I would say that just join the local community. Like, for example, here people are very into hiking. So join the local hiking community and go to like the HIIT class that's hosted on Hilti campus and hang out with the Hilti colleagues. And you will make friends from with people from other teams. And yeah, so at the end of the day, you would find a way to enjoy life, no matter where you live in.
Yeah, you are really stepping out of your comfort zone in many ways. Yeah. How about you, Jenny?
So for me, I feel like I did experience quite a bit of change when I landed in Liechtenstein, because ultimately it is a country with only 38,000 population. So life here is very simple, and the typical activities you experience is hiking in the summer and skiing in the winter. That's what people all do. So it's really up to me to really establish connections with the people, to really join in on those activities. If I want something that's from my own culture, like from the Chinese backgrounds, for example, hot pot gathering or playing cards together, I really need to like ask people and reach out to them and make them want to join me on those activities. In terms of work, I would say because Liechtenstein is the headquarters of Hilti, one difference that I experienced versus other market organizations that I've worked at is that people here at a headquarters would expect that the process of the work is also followed, because process here is standardized, and people like to work efficiently by establishing a framework before substantiating it with details. So elsewhere, other market organizations, we have less standard. It sounds horrible, but that's the way it is. But at the headquarters, everything is really standardized. You have to follow the established process.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's why they're the headquarters, because they have to hold the bar really high. Yeah. Yeah, Mandy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think I share quite similar experience with Elaine and Jenny. So from the professional side, I think I just really need to learn what is the business in the local context, right? Because we have been experienced in different country together with Hilti. But once I go into Finland, I actually need to refresh myself and to really learn the local context on the business side. And as Yiling mentioned, in Germany, he feel people are much more direct. I think it's a common sense that in Finland, Finnish is also more direct. And I think here what I learned is really don't take it personal, whatever. Those are just a communication style. Don't take it personal, but it's also to be also I need to push myself to clarify some question as well if there's not clear, and then constantly adapting my communication style, because it's not particularly to a culture, but it's done to a person, really to try to be more aware of the communication style, make sure the message you deliver is correctly to the person who received the message. From the personal side, I moved in July, so it's a good summertime in Finland. But once hitting the winter, I really struggle quite a lot in Finland. That is minus 20 degrees. I had a really cold winter last year. But I think I give myself much more a long time to really to rethink, kind of like reset the compass myself. What do I want to achieve in 5 years? What do I want to do? Just a lot of time for myself to really refresh, which maybe in the past when I was in Hong Kong, really busy about like meeting friends, doing a lot of activities. But in here it's completely different, that I can calm myself down and then to really think again, what do I want from my life, or what does happiness mean to me? Just a lot of this kind of self-reflection that helped me to go through the winter. So I think it's also, I can see that I becoming more mature, just like by nature staying in this country, or also after a few years exploring different culture together with Hilti.
Yeah. It's really amazing how an environment can help us evolve, right? Yeah. And you're on a self-discovery journey. That's excellent. Thank you, Elaine, Mandy, and Jenny, for your wonderful sharing. I think by now, a lot of our participants would be very interested in joining the program. So how to increase our chance of success of getting into I think, it's time. I will pass the time to Cody and Amy, my teammates in talent acquisition, to share with you some practical tips that might increase your chance of success of getting in.
Thank you so much, Winnie. And I know that like for now, many candidates may be interested in applying to our program. So we have invited our Regional Talent Acquisition Director, Amy, for this first interview session, I would say. Because we know that like for Amy, you have already have like 10 plus years in interviewing the candidates. So it's now for me to take the candidate's role to interview you and see like what kind of tips you can offer to our applicants or candidates. Yeah. So my first question to you is, what does recruitment process look like for our Outperformer Trainee Program?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Regarding the recruitment process, please see as a good opportunity to understand more about yourself. Firstly, we will start from an online video interview, so that we have a better understanding about your past experience and also your language proficiency. Second is an online interview to meet up with the talent acquisition team within North Asia. Because so many candidates, they really want to understand the company culture. And I would say this is a very, very important step. When you interact with someone from the company, you really understand the culture by interacting with someone from Hilti. I think this is a very important step for you to understand about Hilti culture. We also want to take a more objective view during the interview, and that's why we will invite you for an online personality questionnaire, so that this can give us indication about your natural behavior in workplace and your working style. There will be a technical assessment. It's all about understanding your business acumen. As you learn from our trainees, understanding the business, linking back to your position, to impact from your position at Hilti is very important. And we will put this in our recruitment process. And then before the assessment center, we will invite you to either meet up with our head of HR, if you are in business track, or the function head from finance or logistics, so that you already have the radar in their mind who you are as one of the potential candidates. Last but not least, we will shortlist you to the final assessment center. Final assessment center actually is very common in the market. So to allow companies to learn about your potential, especially your leadership potential in the future. And we assure you along the whole process, we will give you feedback so that you learn more about yourself and very importantly about your strength and also your areas to further develop.
I see. It sounds really like a holistic assessment process, and it seems that like for the applicants, they can also like learn something from the process. So here is the second question. Then with the holistic assessment, how I should prepare for the interviews if I'm speaking of the candidates?
Yeah, same as other companies, we leverage the behavioral interview methodology. What we want to know is your past experience in your let's say from academic and from your internship and even from your work experience, how you handle different tasks and different situations, because this can help us as an employer or a recruiter to project how you do something similar at Hilti. What my tips for you is ensure you have as many examples and experience to get ready before you attend the interview with one of our talent acquisition representatives.
Then what do you see as the three most important skill sets for our Outperformer trainees?
This is again a very good question. Firstly, as you know, this is a 2-year program. 2 year actually is very fast. That's why learning agility is very important, because as you learn from our trainee journey and also Yiling and also Mandy, they are given the opportunity to expose to different areas and also projects. So learning agility is very important within a very short period of time. You are assigned with real responsibility from day one, no matter in account manager role or in a management, materials management position. So you have to learn very fast. Second is along the 2-year program, you will have opportunity to manage project or lead a team, as you learned from our trainee just now. So leadership potential and the opportunity for you to practice is also very important. You have to group together your team members towards the same direction, and there might be challenges that you all have to face together, how you really engage them, and also motivate them towards the same direction and achieve the great result together. Interacting with all level stakeholders is also very important. Last but not least, we mentioned about a lot of times about understanding the business is very important. That's why strategic thinking, how you connect the dots, because you will be given lots of information. And within a very limited time, no matter you are engaged in project or working with the customer, you have to process all the data within a very short period. Connecting the dots again and strategic thinking is also very important.
Got you. So learning agility, leadership, and also strategic thinking. Yeah. Then one more questions. Can you share with us some career development tips for the students? Because like considering some of our audience may not graduate for now.
Good. I would recommend, I'm quite sure you will got the opportunity to get an internship opportunity. So connect the internship opportunity with your strength and also your interests. Second, I would recommend try your very best to get the opportunity to participate in different case competition or even a simulation game or exercise during your courses, no matter is a project or an assignment. Because this opportunity really give you the opportunity to learn about the real business in real situation. And one more thing, don't underestimate the opportunity to join different extracurricular activities or even volunteering, because all this give you the leadership opportunity, or you will be able to manage a project. So project management skills is also very important as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Amy, for your tips. So I heard from Winnie that we still have some more questions from the candidates or applicants actually.
Yeah, thank you, Cody and Amy, for the wonderful Q&A, particularly about the recruitment process and some interview tips. Yeah, so we actually, right now is another Q&A session, and I will be asking some questions on behalf of you all that you share with us a bit earlier via the sign-up form. All right, so the first one is, when will be the anticipated start date? Because it looks like, if I didn't remember wrong, in the slide showing the tracks of Mandy, Jenny, and also Elaine's, their start month is a little different.
Okay, some technical issues. Yep, some technical issues here. Yep, so I believe you can hear me well. Okay, so regarding the anticipated start date, in general, we expect trainees to onboard in Q4 of this year, so they can receive some training before their first rotation. But we actually don't have a set or definite onboarding dates, and we can further discuss based on their availabilities.
Sure, so good to know it's actually in Q4, but there will be certain flexibility. Great. And the other question is, we got asked a lot, how would we determine the projects and rotations?
It's a really good question. And actually, Amy and I also receive this kind of question a lot. So I would say that it will be based on several factors, including your strength, interest, performance, and also our operational needs. Actually, we have a global program manager that will collaborate with our regional teams over the Hilti Global Network to see what kind of assignments and project we can offer you. And we will make sure to have frequent conversation with the trainees to understand their future development goals so that we can plan for them for their 2 years program.
Great, yeah. And another question is it possible to switch to a different track during the 2-year program? Say, I am assigned to a business track, but I kind of want to change to logistics after a few months. Is that possible?
For that part, I would say we actually encourage our outperformer trainees to stay focused on the assigned track within the program period. Because as Jenny also mentioned, it could be kind of scary if they are new to the industries and also new to different kinds of positions and rotations. And because like if you can stay in the focus track, we think that you can get the most out of the program and to maximize your learning opportunities. And that helps you to build a solid foundation before you pursue other career developments or development paths. So we will say that don't worry about your like future career development or like you have other interests or you figure out different kind of strengths and you want to pursue another path. Because in Hilti, we believe in career development and we really encourage different internal moves, and we will offer you different kind of opportunities to try out the functions that you are strong at and that you have interest in future.
Great. Yeah. So stay focused within that 2-year program. Yeah. And well, how about the package? Any insight?
Have different backgrounds.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, let me take this question regarding salary. So as the trainees might have different backgrounds. Some might already have some 1 to 2 years of experience, and some might already got some internship experience. We will collect all this information and also your expectation. We will pass this task to our rewards team because they all receive all the market benchmark information, but we guarantee that the compensation that we offer is a competitive package. On top of the monetary side, we will have benefits and different insurance coverage to support you. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, now that is, well, good to know the directions at least. Yeah. So what type of contract will the candidate be signing for this 2-year program? Because as we know, the candidate will be moving quite a bit within that 2 year.
Yeah, this is also a very good question. Actually, we offer the so-called unlimited contract because trainee will be rotating to different locations. And trainee will be entering a local contract with the entities that they work for. And then when they move to another assignment, they will have to connect with another local entity to sign another contract. Different locations might have different cost of living. So rewards team, they also have the benchmark data regarding the cost of living difference. So this part will also be managed by our rewards team. So no worries about that.
Okay, thank you. So the candidate will be all covered. Great. And since candidate will be moving quite a bit, yeah. How about, will Hilti support the visa application when we work outside of our home location?
Yeah, for this part, no worries again. We will support you for the work visa application, and also because teams in different locations, they already have managed global trainee before, and that's why they also have the experience to work with the trainee in different situations, what to do. So again, we will support you at the back.
Great. Yeah, so we are all covered. We got your back. Yeah, that's the key message, key takeaway. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Cody. Yeah, and for
Can you hear me now? All right. Okay, apologies for the hiccup. Yeah. So my question, which is also the question of a lot of candidates, I believe, Mandy and Jenny, can you share with us an example of operational project and strategic project among your rotation? What does it exactly look like? Yeah, I think Elaine has already left us because she has another business engagement. So yeah, I will now pass the time to Mandy and Jenny to answer this question. Thank you.
So if I may start.
Mandy, you are on mute.
Jenny can go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Mandy. Oh, okay, thank you. So I guess I will give one example of operational project and another example of strategic project. Operational project, in my own experience, I have done something called the information management, change management. So it sounds a bit awkward, but what it means is that we are trying to motivate all of the finance controllers and the related parties within Hilti to adapt to a new reporting system. And this is called change management. How do we actually motivate them to let go of what they used to work with, let's say Power BIs, and let go all of the Excel-based stuff to migrate onto this globalized solution that has been developed for all the finance people? We have a monthly gathering of all the updates, so that we can let all of the finance people know what are the functions available in this new system and how they can utilize it. We also collect feedback on what they do not like so far and what is stopping them from migrating to this new platform. And this is done on a monthly basis. And in between the meetings, we collect opinions, we talk to all the people, and we understand the product ourselves to deliver what has been the standardized solution coming from the global team to the regional and finally to the market organizations team. That was an operational project. And for an strategic project, I would tell you about the Lead 2030 project that I did. I feel like projects are very useful when you want to learn about your own strengths and weaknesses. You learn all about the time management and people management, and you can test the waters yourself to see if you are an inspirational leader who can motivate your team members to work towards a common goal and to deliver a task under time restraints. So the Lead 2030 project was about where would Hilti as a company stand in the year 2030, how much sales we hope to make, what is the profitability level that we wanted to maintain or grow, what is the share of market that we envision ourselves to be in. And for me, my role was this sub workstream project manager that was helping to coordinate all the 5 market organizations in North Asia, China mainland, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, and Japan. Like all of those teams, I'm trying to get everybody to be on board. They have the same information, they understand what to do and what to deliver. And we have a weekly touch base. We have a meeting where I deliver all the news to them and I keep track of their progress. It is a strategic one because this is a really big topic. It's a big topic for the entire Hilti group to envision where we want to be 7 years down the line, and we really stick with our commitment because the strategy is something that we developed and we should own. So that's my example.
Yeah. What about you, Mandy?
So I have a similar project as Jenny for the strategic project. So I was also participating in Lead 2030, but we have a global logistic 2030, means we have a corporate strategy, but then down to logistic, what exactly do we need to do to assist that Hilti achieve the Lead 2030. So when I joined the core team, we only have 5 people, and that was really in a preliminary stage. So what I did is we laid out all the stakeholders that is important for us to consider our logistics strategy. So my focus is to the customer. So means during that few months, I was actually traveled to a different country to meet the customer, to understand what is their pain point, what do they see about logistics in the future, because we want to make sure that what we provide is meeting the customer expectation today and the future. So I did a lot of customer visit. I think that is also basically the first time within that 2 years I have a touch base with the customer. So it's really helped me to know that even the logistic, we kind of feel like it's a back office team, but then we actually do make a difference when customer is thinking, okay, when customers think considering Hilti, because they look into the end-to-end portfolio and the value proposition. In logistics is one of the value proposition as well. So, and also within that period, we also want to do it like a outside-in view, because we want to have some refresh idea to see, okay, what is going on in the market? What is the trend? So I was also conference in Germany and different country to see what is the expert in different industries saying what should we do today to prepare for our logistic framework for the future. So I think it's also very cool for myself that Hilti is actually supporting me to join all those conferences, that I can build my network and also really get the first-hand information and exposure into from this kind of like conference. And for the operational project, depends on what kind of role that I'm in. For example, when I was working the material management, we do have a monthly meeting between logistic and the business team, because we want to make sure that when we talk about inventory, how is the best way to plan the inventory is we work really close with the market, knowing the customer demand and when we want to deliver the goods at the right time. So that means we have a lot of analysis and a lot of reporting we need to do, and then build a lot of PowerPoint as well. And for that operational project is mainly how to streamline the process and how to also add some automation elements, means that at the end, the end goal is when I click one click, all the report will be generated, and then the PowerPoint is already built and set up, so then ready to send. So it's just trying to minimize all this kind of manual work to make our time to focus on more value work. And then other one that I work on is in the warehouse team. So basically we have packing station. We want to be more efficient, means the faster that we pack, means that we can manage more orders. So that's why I was spending a few weeks standing in the packing station, work together with the different packer. What is the best way? How do we do the layout setting of the packing station? Or how do we put all sort of this different equipment that could help them to save the time when they are doing the packing to drive the efficiency? So it's really, there's a lot of project that we can do. And then sometimes is when you join a rotation, your leader is already telling you, okay, this is something that you want to do. So that would be your project. But then most of the time is also you look for the project yourself. You would tell your manager, okay, this is something that I see the opportunity. This is something that I want to spend my time on. Can I work on this? So I'm really enjoy this kind of opportunity that you can observe the environment and then tell your manager, this is something I want to try and do as a project. Is that okay?
Wow, thank you for sharing, Mandy. So yeah, definitely your education background, your technical knowledge will help you certainly for the job, but it's also down to your communication skills and your mindset to take you a lot further. Yeah, thank you. So I guess that's it for the sharing, and we will certainly continue to answer questions from our audience in the chat room. Yeah. And as we answer the questions in the chat room, may we also invite every one of you to use just a minute or two, take out your phone, scan the QR code, and fill in this feedback survey to let us know what you think about today's event and let us know how we can improve better. And in the meantime, connect with us. Also scan the QR code to follow our career page, our Instagram, and our LinkedIn. Yeah. Thank you for everyone's time to fill in the survey and for your questions, and also following us on our social media pages. Yeah. So on behalf of Hilti North Asia, we would like to thank each and every one of you across different time zones joining this event. We really appreciate your participation, and we certainly hope to see your application, in the coming few weeks. And we also like to thank my teammates, Amy and Cody, and of course, Mandy, Elaine, and Jenny for your valuable time and wonderful sharing. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Hope to see
Bye.
you soon.
Bye.